Welcome back to the ZnZerna Music Hour. We're on the road right now. Got a small setup for us. I got the KO for beats and samples. I've got the Rumble of Ancient Times running through the KO. I've got Sampler and Borderlands running on the iPad. Now, I'm going to be running these. I'm going to be talking about Trauma Lavern. I'm going to be celebrating my man Eric Akers, who I'm currently working on another project with. We're doing a bit for the Listening Room series at Gallery 5. That's going to be March 23rd if you're in Richmond. We're planning on coming around the area. Hopefully, Barry, I'll see you there. If you're in the house, let me know in the chat. I am out of the house, as you can see, outside my usual studio, but I've still got some good stuff in store for us. So that's a sample that I've been working with for a long time, and I just tune it to, assist in it fitting in whatever song that I'm working on. I don't always use it, but I often use it, and this is, the secret is this is Grace Slick, actually. I won't even tell where the sample comes from and give it all away, but this is a vocal sample from Grace Slick. And I've also got the Rumble of Ancient Times currently running. That's what it sounds like without it. That's what it sounds like with it. Alright. So just sit back, relax, let the ZnZerna Music Hour take you to some weird, noisy places. It's one of the reasons I've really been liking this little setup, is it keeps me confined to a few things that don't lead me to sort of like cheesy or cliched places. And I'm hoping to share some of those sketches with you tonight. I'll work on one real quick. This one's pretty nice. say this though. My man Eric Akers, when you check out what me and him got going on, I think you're really gonna like it. The stuff for the listening room that we're cooking up is very emotional, very beautiful. We're looking forward to sharing it with people. But before we did that, we actually did a project called Trauma Lavern. That album came out in 2020, but the project started in 2017. There's a practice space in Richmond called Garber's. Deadly heat, big warehouse space. A lot of bands practice there. There was always equipment around. Our equipment was up there. Take this big freight elevator to get to the top. And I've always been using small setups like this. Even back in those days. In fact, I'm about to show you a track that I made with the Pocket Operator, a little Teenage Engineering thing that was actually the predecessor to the KO that I have here. And I made a really mean, gritty, grinding loop, which is what a lot of these smaller machines are good at. The ROAT, the Rumble of Ancient Times, it only makes loops that are like 4 beats long. But it lends itself well to this repetitive, grinding nature that then other things can be used to embellish and lay over top if you need more melodic content. But like something like this I really like. And with the KO, you can also do a little bit of cool looping functions. Like that itself could be repurposed then back in. And some of these noise bits are stuff that I've already sampled from the ROAT. So it's a good pairing because those short loops you can sample easily into the KO. They're mono, so you can just sample them right in there. You don't really have to worry about sample time. It'll eventually run out, but I've got 8 grooves going here, and they all seem to be just fine. So I'm very happy with this combination. I actually mostly use this alone, and this is my like embellishment, as you might, call it. weird melody in there. I don't know that I'm too happy with that part. I kind of decided at the time of Trauma Lavern that I was like a noise act. I wanted to do noisy punk. I still sort of do that sort of thing. But at the time I really wanted to get sweaty and loud. And there's a difference when you're doing music like in headphones or monitor speakers as opposed to amplifiers, which move a lot of air. Like when you're really getting big vibration, it inspires a different kind of writing and a different kind of performing. And so to get to enjoy that kind of sound with Eric Akers in our practice space lends itself well for us to be able to do that live really well. And yeah, I would say, you know, let's say you've got like a pulsing bass. You know, through your headphones it may sound intriguing, but you play that same pulsing bass to a big subby speaker, and all of a sudden it's mean, it's intimidating, it's powerful. So you got to take this stuff into account when you're writing and what you're writing for, and you know, the type of situations that you're going to be repeating this music in. Just something to consider. Also to consider if you're like having trouble writing the types of things that you want to be writing. Try playing the music through different sizes of speakers in different situations. Give that one a rest. We're going to move, keep it moving. Sometimes with noise though, you can keep it moving and still keep some of the texture. Those crunchy little textures, we're going to keep them. I just love that groove a lot, even without any of the drums. Okay, but we're going to move into some Trauma Lavern. Let's see what we got here. Alright, here we go. Ha, cool. So check this out. Everybody move! Send them on back to the devil with the note. See him with the kiss just to let his ass know. If you wanna come get it, we gotta keep it warm, none. Head full of venom. Full toss flip. Back with the weapon is high. Oh shit with the hazardous style. All dogs get a dog full of second all. Rush a coronation ceremony with the wrecking ball. Yes. Now, let's go back. Let's get back into some drone work. Let me tell you, the main rhythm track of that song you just heard, called Casanova, off of the Trauma Lavern album, was created on a PO35 factory, which is a small little handheld beast, but when you put the factory through a loud amp, it really crushed and just sounded really huge. So, you know, you re-mic that and hear that. Fuck yeah, tonight on ZnZerna. Good to see you, C's Features. Yeah, you re-mic that stuff and it sounds really punk and loud. And that's how we used to present that stuff, was really, really loud, very punk. You can't really get it through the small speakers, although thanks to some really nice compression done in the mixing and mastering phases, you can sort of get that same feel through your speakers. But tonight, we're going in raw with not a lot of compression. We are actually taking it to this handheld box that I've got. Shoot. Okay, so we're doing this. I'm going to show you real quick how I'm using the ROAT to beat different waveforms against each other. So you start with something like that, and then you activate one of its second voice, and you can already hear how those two things are interacting and causing it to sound thick, like one sound that's very thick. And actually, that's one of the secrets of the Mini-Moog, the Mini-Moog, was that it would do a slightly detuned and filtered oscillator. And that slight detuning causes the sound to thicken. If you have sounds that are exactly in tune, and especially if they're in the same wave shape, a lot of times all you'll get is silence because these two waves are canceling each other out. But if you mix the two waveforms and one of them is slightly detuned, what you get is a very thick sound. And that's what you can do very easily with the rumble of ancient time. So here's just one oscillator. And here's the second one. That one sounds really nice. But they really sound big and thick together. Actually, maybe that one sounds even nicer on its own. But it's got a nice buzziness when you add voice one. Oh yes. Here we go. So I pre-recorded some sequence into this KO for Project 7. I'm not sure what it is. Okay, that's nice. I like that. So another thing that the ROAT lets you do very quickly is record in a short sequence, and then you can navigate the menus and play with the timbre of the recorded note. Another thing that's specific to the Rumble of Ancient Times is that the way that it mixes the waveforms can be shifted around. So you hear that drone that we originally had that is caused by these two voices being mixed. That's the one. That's the second. Together we get that fuzzy. But we can change how that fuzzy thing sounds by entering menu number 6 and changing the summing algorithm. So check this out. Much meaner, grindier. Got a nice rolling kind of fuzz pattern to it. All those things affect the kind of sound that you're getting. Which I really like. Okay, so moving onward, because we're running into the second half of the show, and I really want to share another Trauma Lavern track with you. Alright, so this next track is something that me and Eric put together in like 2018, but proved to be a little bit, I wouldn't say like prophetic, but some of what it talks about, definitely the darkness of it, and some of the content proved to be interesting considering the time period. So this next track is called Birthday, and it goes like this. Talking money in the hotel lobby, and we lost it all in a friendly card game. streets pass one wine, relax. You scream back, so step high enough to build a wall and hide your most passion. Every day is dying in November. 13th day, woke up with the damn pain. Years go marching two by two. I still wash them all down in bottles of champagne. Fool to my left, anchors to my right. Rail shack and a tall boy, been damn strong in my life. I've been traveling all of my days, last of my kind. Got problems, but a fistful. Throttle grip like a pistol. Drop down 1,000 cc's, the beat the bones clean to get you by morning. Storm clouds ring out in the distance. Turnpike might strike no warning. And the future is a clockwork city full of holographic ghosts and machines like men. Men like to make machines powerful. Bad weather runs a fast fight in. Reminiscing of the time, lean back on limousine seats. Relax. Reminiscing of the time, lean back on limousine seats. Detached, watching the streets pass to one wide. Rail shut in the double. Rail shut in the double. It's too fast to travel my way. Alright, so I really like that. So that was Birthday, what you just heard, that full track off of the Trauma Lavern album announcement fail. There's a lot of failure involved in that album. When we first finished the tracks, we sent them to a really great guy, Mickey Freeland, for mixing and final polish. And in a terrible twist of fate, his hard drive failed. And it was terrible. But, so that set us back like 2 years. The lesson though, is that even if things set you back, don't get too discouraged. Keep pushing, because I'm so happy to have that stuff published. I think Casanova is a fantastic track. And I will say they got better with the new iterations that we did. We did some great recording with a guy named Leland Hawk, who's got a history of recording some metal bands and stuff here in Richmond. And he helped us crush these frequencies. And that never would have happened if we just, if things had just worked out with things. So when things throw you backwards, keep in mind that it may just be a way of roundabout getting you to the goal in a more appropriate fashion. Don't get too discouraged, especially if you believe in the work. We're going to race these guys. But actually, I'm going to record that. That's one of the beautiful things, is that you can resample the noise into the KO so you can have it forever if you really like it. I like the way that sounds right now. So I just hit sample. Well, first I want to know what it does and doesn't have sound like and now I've got it. And I have it right here. So the only emperor is the emperor of ice cream. Okay, something a lot of people don't know about Trauma Lavern is the origin of the name. And so I was riding a motorcycle around Richmond, Virginia, kind of free and fancy, back in 2016, 2015. And I ended up slamming my motorcycle into a right post and breaking my hip and having to do months of recovery and physical therapy. But when they took me in, I must have been some kind of disoriented when I went into the hospital, because they put my name down as Lavern. I don't know how that ended up. And maybe there's some sort of designation they were making, I don't know. But my wristband with my intake name on it said Trauma Lavern. And I just love the way that sounded, so we named the band Trauma Lavern. Oh yeah, I like that drone, it's very mean. Okay, so, but I've already got some pre-recorded sample drones up in here. Oh yeah, I like that. Those metal sounds are really nice too. Turn those up. 5. But also, let's, we got 10 minutes left in the show. I'd like to, take it back. I'd like to take it back to, the Trauma Lavern stuff. I want to play a song called Patriot. I'm going to do it. It's the last song from the Trauma Lavern album that I'm going to play tonight. These are these thick bass chords where Eric is throwing around the bass strings like it was a guitar. So, and the result is these very rich, heavy chords that really inspired me to write some stuff that I think stands up even today. So, I'm going to play that track for you. This is called... Oh, wait. Am I going to play that one? No, actually, I'm not going to play that one. I decided against it, and I'm going to play you one that we co-wrote with my friend Isaac. For those of you who don't know Swordplay the Rapper. Swordplay. If you check out Swordplay the Rapper, you won't be disappointed. A lot of his work is excellent. I won't even give you any names. Just go and type that into Google and see what you come up with. But he was in a band with me and Eric called Drones, which is another thing that I'm going to be covering this year, the Drones material. A lot of fun that we had writing that stuff. And during the sort of end of the Drones era, he was sitting in on some Trauma Lavern stuff and helped us write this song.
It's crazy, whispered the driver so as not to wake the children. Buried, maximum archive security. But he's marked now. He's a dead man. They'll take him and break him. They'll shoot him up to the moon with amatols and
I'm a disappointed astronaut, counting down days. Poems in a tin can, biblical passages. It's all covered in dust. It's a slow gaze across. I'm a disappointed astronaut, counting down days. Poems in a tin shed, digital packages. It's all covered in dust, and it's a slow gaze across. It's all covered in dust. It's all covered in dust. It's a slow gaze across. It's all covered in dust. It's all covered in. I love you, Jay. Very well put. Alright, we're gonna see y'all out the door with one last track. Maybe two. We'll see. These are straight off the briefcase. For those of you who don't know, briefcase is my word for these self-contained units, such as the one that I've got right here. This one. So straight out the briefcase, let's see what we got. I'd really be amiss if I didn't thank and mention Titan Peach and Erica P. at Cold Rhymes Records. For helping Trauma Lavern release the album and providing a lot of technical support in those final stages of the album. Story of some wild serendipity. This is very fucking interesting. Check this out. Me and Eric and my man Visitor 10, my friend Visitor 10, we were all in Philadelphia doing a show at the pharmacy. And at the end of the night, we've been kind of partying. I was a little bit disoriented. We were packing up. And this girl was trying to come along with us. Oh, and she actually had offered her place as a place to stay. So we were all a little bit intoxicated. I think except for Visitor 10, who was not indulging in that sort of thing at the time. But anyway, she was helping us get packed up. And I don't know. I blame myself. I messed up, but I'm not going to tell you how I messed up. I'm going to tell you, I got a phone call from my friend Jamie Falstick, who's from Richmond, not from Philadelphia. And I pick up the phone, it's like 5 in the morning. And I pick up the phone, I'm like, Jamie, what the hell? I think I'm like 3. And he's like, I have your merch box. It turns out, we left the merch box in the middle of the road, outside of the pharmacy. We were right in the middle of the road. And it just so happened that Jamie had arrived at the airport, picked up by his friend, and his friend lived across the street from the pharmacy. So they're driving to his friend's place. There's this box in the middle of the road. They get out to see what the hell is going on with this box in the middle of the road. And Jamie recognizes my merchandise in the box. Crazy coincidence. Crazy. And so we met him up at the diner the next morning, and they handed over the merch. But what are the odds that they would be the first ones to come across the box? The universe works in weird ways. I really like that one. In fact, I gotta get this drone sound. Easy here. See if I got any slots left. I do, okay. So now I can add that in to the track later. I think a couple of these sketches, I consider this sort of a noise, rhythm, groove sketchbook that I can then take these grooves back to the studio and further flesh them out and arrange them. And really what I'm looking to do is put lyrics to them, because I feel that they are very inspiring in terms of like some sort of punk type lyrics. So looking forward to fleshing those out. And I want to see what I've got on sequence 8 for you. Let's check it out, and I'll be taking us out with the usual thank you for my dust cats. Thank you for all the folks that support on the Patreon. You know, what can I say? I really appreciate it. It's giving me the time to develop these things, and as a result, y'all are getting rewarded. The podcast is about to explode with some episodes, and we've got all these albums coming out. As I cover these retrospective Burnham, Drones, Trauma Lavern, etc. albums, I'm also going to be dropping them for the Dust Cats for free, and they'll also be available in the store on Patreon. But, you know, if you want to follow along with the tunes, obviously you can also find this stuff on Spotify and Apple Music and all your streaming services, but you have Dan Keach to thank for that. If it was up to me, y'all wouldn't get shit. Additional layers. See if we can do one last throwing of drone is a little bit like in the middle of traditional tuning. With all that being said, thank you for joining us this evening of noise, and thank you for giving a listen to the Trauma Lavern material. I really appreciate your company this evening. Jay, C's Future, all my dust cats, let's get into that. All my dusty cats, all my juicy cats. You know, keep your eyes on the Patreon for all your rewards. This kind of music is coming your way. Other kind of music is already there. Melissa Schick, Ben Dasher, Erica Pontiac, Kenny Creek, George Bolt, Mikey Cat, Sam Seeger, Mama Cat, Austin Avalanche Snell, Eric Akers, Scarlett Herrera, Visitor 10, of course, Austin Cat, Wayne Anderson, Anna Cat, Jed Dudley, thank you all. Thanks, Dave. Much love to you. Dave Graham. Also, Dog Fuck. It's been a minute, Doug, but I'm going to see you hopefully Shout out to my main man, Barry Cat. My royal blue. Nothing is true. Everything is permitted. It's your will. So, okay, whoa, haha. Yes. Alright. So, glad that I had a lot to share with you this evening. I hope you enjoyed yourselves. I'll be seeing you next week. I haven't missed an episode yet. I'm trying to do the full streak, not just a single episode to see how far. Until next week, keep listening. The world around you is probably making fantastic noise. Listen for it, and I'll see you in like 7 days. Take care.